it has to sound it out. It's a complicated word.
Bill's methods were very easy, very user-friendly, enjoyable. We made incredible progress very quickly. I would say by the end of 4 days, this sounds unbelievable, but he was reading at less than a first grade level. That is not unbelievable. But to say in 4 days, using these methods, we were then up to perhaps a third grade level. Then my child progressed very quickly. And I would say by the end of that academic year, that was the beginning of an academic year, I would say by the end of that year he was reading at a fifth grade level. And he continued to make enormous progress, both in his reading skills, his comprehension. I think in addition to the fact that Bill's methods enabled my child to not only read, he gave my child an expectation. He had a confidence that he was able to communicate to my son that he would be able to learn and he would be able to read. And you can't imagine how important that was. I'll never forget his reading The Giving Tree, which was the first thing he had been able to read, that Bill had him to read. He became a reader, and he adores reading now. And he, for pleasure this fall, he chose to read Beowulf. Now this is 4 years later. That obviously is a college book. He adores reading. And what price can you put on that?
You know, we had the advantage that Charlotte could stay home and she could work with Waters. The thing that was really impressive to me was that Bill's real desire was to come up with a program that parents could do it on their own. We went through thousands and thousands of dollars, tens of thousands of dollars, helping our children learn to read. And you don't have to go down that path. What Bill's put together will work. You can do it on your own. Parents can do it. You don't have to just be subject to go find an expert somewhere. And I think that's the one encouragement I would give any parent is you can do it. It's not difficult. It just takes a little bit of time. And it used to be expensive to do what Bill helped us do, but now it's affordable. And I think that's something that if I was any parent I was dealing with, I would just encourage them, please go ahead and start now.
I would definitely recommend Bill's learning program to other parents. And I would hope that those parents would not wait until they were as desperate as we were. I think that his methods would help any child on a continuum from one end of the spectrum, like our child who was functionally illiterate, did all the dyslexic, write backwards. If he could write, it would be backwards, upside down, to a child who was more normal. Any child could benefit from these methods.
The idea that you will take charge of your child's education is something that we had to learn the hard way, because every expert we went to gave up on our child. And we realized that we can never give up on our children, because literally everybody else will. And I think that's Bill's heart. There's a love for the children there that Bill has, which is a lot deeper than just being an academic. He wasn't going to give up on our child because he had the self-confidence to know he's going to learn. And just like we knew, our child, all three of our children, they're going to be successful adults. But if you put them against the normal bell curve, they just don't fit.
Well, I'll have to say now they can fit against the normal bell curve. But there were times we weren't even on the bell curve. And now we're off in the other direction. And I know that was because of Bill and what he did.
The other thing that's impressive to me is not only has Charlotte been able to teach in a homeschool environment our children, but to see them move from being in a homeschool environment to being in a schooling environment. And Waters, our youngest, he went from 10 years old not being able to read at all till at 13 he not only could read, but he was academically prepared now to enter into the 8th grade, and he completed the 8th grade year and is now going into not only a high school but a college prep high school. To watch in 4 years to go through that dramatic change, that's saving a life.